That's just Penny here, and today we are going to be making the recipe keeper. Super excited. You're going to need some glue, some scissors, and I have my little eyelets, an eyelet tool. I guess that's what they're called. I can't remember. And then I have my twine and some glue stick. All right, so I have my ink pad too. So let's get started. This is the recipe keeper, and I printed it on cardstock, front and back. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So this is my cover. This is the pages, the journal pages that we're going to be working with. Now I can include more pages, you know, junk pages, notebook paper, you know, all that kind of thing. If I want to, we're just going to stick with the printables at this moment. I do have a pocket. I got 2 pockets that can go in our journal, and I have some stickers that we can use as well. Love stickers. And these are some tags. I didn't print on the back because I love journaling on my tags. So let's get making the cover, but I just printed on back and front, okay, because it was easier for me to do that. If you want to make this a really sturdy journal, you will want to cut your cereal board or whatever board or other cardstock the width of this, right, and fix your spine and things like that. So if I don't want to do that, you can just print like I have on back and front. I hope that makes sense. And I printed on back and front just because I am just wanting to make this a simple journal. Nothing fancy, nothing super thick, because these actually go into my collection boxes that I've got going on. So these actually will fit in other pockets and things like that. So if you were going to reinforce this cover with cereal board and things like that, you only want to print on one side. You want to cut it out, and you want to fold where indicated to fold, like I'm doing here. You want to cut your cereal board the width of the paper only and the width of the spine only. Glue that down, and then you're going to have these little tabs here. So this is one, like, put your cereal board in and have these tabs. So you can have a really pretty edge. Okay, since I don't have cardstock in here and I'm not going to worry about that, there's also option, so that was option A. Put the cardstock in, you know, pull the tabs in and cover it with paper. That's option A. Option B is you can actually make pockets out of these. So if you wanted pockets, you could take, you know, a pretty paper, cut it out and put it over there, and you would have pockets, right? That's option B. Option C is what I'm going to do. Something quick and something that I can put inside of a pocket of something else. I hope that makes sense. So I am going to cut the tabs off. Yep, going to. So there's 3 different ways you can use the tabs. 3 different ways. So again, I'm just going to cut these off. These glue tabs. Okay. And yes, you could reuse them if you wanted to. Alright, so this is what it looks like now. Okay? This is what it's going to look like. And mark my holes and get my paper punch. I forgot my paper punch. And punch the holes, which this already did, I guess, to put these things in. And I can go ahead and do the distressing. And I could add more distressing later, but I always forget to do this. And then I've got everything already in here. So. Now, but for my purposes, I want it to be this thin. It's just something cute, something quick. If you wanted something to last longer, of course, you will need to reinforce your covers and things like that. Okay. But since these are going into boxes of collections and things like that, I'm not worried about any of that. Now we're going to do the twine, because this is going to be like a Dory style journal where that I just run the twine through the eyelets and have enough to tie. Leave a little extra. And now I can begin to put my pages in. Okay. Okay, and of course it's not going to be full, but that's pretty good right there. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm going to smooth these out. Tie that a little tighter. Okay. Voila. There we go. And then of course I can add my pockets, add the recipes, write the recipe. And the thing about this one is it lay flat. That's what I like about this, because any kind of recipe, you know, book, you want it to lay flat. And the index cards can also fit in here as well, because it is the perfect size. So you're probably thinking, well, you got all those tags. I do. I have all these tags. And of course the pocket. Let's look at the pockets. So the pockets has this little different style, which is super cute. And then this is the normal style. So this is a journal pocket. But if you want to take this pocket and turn it into a field pocket, then you can do that as well by adding this to another sheet of paper. So if you have another sheet, like you print one of these off, just one-sided or both-sided, you can actually glue this down to the other sheet, right? Now obviously this is a side pocket, right? And I always like to put a pocket on the front or on this cover, and this allows me to do that because I can tuck things in. Make sure it fits really well before we glue it on. And I could put it here if I want to as well, and put it there. I think I'm gonna put it there. I kind of like it better on here. Okay, so let's get my glue. Oh, and I forgot to distress it. Ah! Wouldn't you know it? Forgot to distress it, because I like to distress this here. Okay, I did just a little. I don't want my glue to dry. Move it over as far as I can so I can put things in the pocket. I'm leaving a space. I hope you can see that. Nope. I'm leaving a space here and here. I want to make sure I can put things in the pocket. Okay, let's cut a tag out. Are you ready to cut a tag out? Ooh, I like this one. Sweet Memories from the Orchard. I like that one. Kind of like this sticker. And there's places to journal in the stickers. That's around your stickers. The distressing ink can stay on this one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We can put that right there. There. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Just quick little journal, something sweet. I didn't reinforce the cover, which you can, like I said. I just wanted to show how sweet it was and how quick you can do 3 different types of covers out of it. Here we go. Hey everyone, that's just Penny. I hope to see you later. Bye.